started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach, put me in the game.
It's week 2 of the 2025 season. And coming up, it's the Commanders' star running back. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Commanders and the Chiefs. All that and more coming up next.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Washington Commanders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Right to the air is Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. The numbers for Travis Kelce last week. 12 catches, 95 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Mahomes firing complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Buying time to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking downfield for Kelce. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? But a long one, and he can't connect. Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. Throwing to start the drive. Urban. And this is going to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Urban. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped to the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Second down and a run by Robinson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Urban. And that's incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run up the middle with Foster. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. On play action, it's Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mahomes going to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson in the Commander offense. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, but all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Urban steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first biggest one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
They've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. Operating from the gun. Urban. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So here is Washington now to take over. And they've got the lead right now here, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week to the Raiders. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw on second down. Urban. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Washington.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Urban. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Washington on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he finds McLaurin. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Back to the ground with Robinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll run with Robinson, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So his great start to the season continues. He found the end zone time after time in the opener last week, and he does it again here in week 2.
And Brandon, we have a lot of coaches sell us week to week that there is no momentum, there is no carryover. Every game is its own entity. But after what we saw him do last week and now punching one in here, I'm starting to think that there is a carryover, and he's feeling it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterbacks top of the time, so maybe give them a couple easy throws that they can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys look room call?
They said with a chuckle, they call it old reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. They go play fake. Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now it's 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Mahomes. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. Urban. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. On 3rd down, Urban. Able to complete this to Chenault. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 33 yards that time. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
42 yards on the ground for him so far. Working with a 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Urban. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, and a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Urban.
Here's a screen for Robinson.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
The Commander's going to bring out the field goal unit
from the right hash. This from 33. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now Mahomes.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Urban trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, and it's the Giants who are out in front in the second quarter. Saquon Barkley, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Dalvin Cook, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they've reached halftime, all tied. 17-all is the score. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete on the deep ball. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Urban. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sand.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Washington. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Take it at the 37. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this 2nd half.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll hand off to Foster. To credit the tackle to Juan Thornhill.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On second down, they'll run it here. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
He'll try again.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Chiefs get a bit closer. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. Mahomes will throw for it. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Urban. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. They get to him for a loss of 4. And it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. But now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
On 1st down, Mahomes. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. To throw again on second down. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now it's Mahomes again. And no hesitations. They go right back to Kelsey. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Mahomes now on first down. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. They run a draw here on second down. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 30. So a big chance goes by the wayside there. A tough break on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, as a general rule, you know you're usually not going to win games with field goals. But in this case, they had 3 points in their pocket. I get what he was trying to do, but that's a big swing of momentum right there.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. To throw on third down. Urban. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Before they can get the punt-away whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. He's got the connection to Moore. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Now here's Mahomes. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Now they run. It's Mason. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Mahomes. Going to be caught here, left side, Moore. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Commanders preparing for their next possession.
They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Robinson up the middle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive game. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him the first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And a pretty quick burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. 68 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it, but a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 46. Mahomes now to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Now Mahomes. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tyler pass on the field goal. A 58-yard attempt.
And he's gonna miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and they'll remain down by 2. Boy, so a chance to take the lead here in this 4th quarter, but he couldn't get this one on target.
Everything looked good. The snap, the hold, even the distance. The only thing off, the most important part, the accuracy.
The Washington offense set to take over again. They certainly caught a big break with that missed field goal. Instead of trailing, they hold on to that slim lead, and now we'll see how they play this critical 4th quarter possession.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Off the option, here's Robinson. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard after the 49.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 9. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1, and, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. That's caught left side by Hardman. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Mahomes going to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
That second down play nets a -4.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Washington. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down 16-14. A little under a minute 50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Mahomes. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Here's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. Now, meanwhile, here's his second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. Mahomes. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Kansas City, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.